Hello, my name is Jennifer Daniel Annual. Speaking today to you all about the creation history lesson. That'll be the one. So let us look into the Bible to find out what really happened at the beginning of the world. That means we have to turn right to the very beginning at Genesis 1 verse 1. And it starts off at day 1, but there's like 7 days of creation. And do you know what? It goes all the way up to, Genesis chapter 2, verse 3, because there's 7 days of creation, just as I said. So we're going to go through it a day at a time. Let me just start. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. Remember, darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. When God spoke light to be, it was created. Afterwards, he separated the light from the darkness. He called them day and night. All day had passed, hence there was evening and there was morning. This means that God had also created the concept of time, because it takes time for day to turn to night and vice versa. Day 2. And God said, "Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water." So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. God called the vault sky, and there was evening and there was morning the second day. See, God made a vault to separate the waters. The sky and water just then existed. Another day had passed by the time this has happened. Hence there was evening and morning. And if you've been noticing, I put up some pictures for you to look at while I'm talking about what goes on in the days. Day 3. And God said, "Let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds." And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning the third day. You see, on day 3, God gathered the waters to one place, and he made dry ground appear. So the waters were all gathered together, and dry ground appeared. Isn't that amazing? They were called land and seas. God saw his creation was good, but there was more to do. So God made the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees of many different kinds. God saw his creation was good once again. By this time, another day had passed, and evening and morning came to pass again. Day 4. And God said, "Let there be lights in the vaults of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years, and let them be lights in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth." And it was so. God made 2 great lights, the greater light to govern the day, the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. God set them in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth, to govern the day and the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening and there was morning the 4th day. See, God decided to create lights to govern the day and night. He called them sun and moon. He didn't stop there, because he created all the stars as vast as all the entire universe. The universe is so vast, only God could have created it, and he's still looking after it. Lights were placed in the skies to give earth light. God saw his creation was good, and another day has passed. Evening and morning came to pass, the 5th day. And God said, "Let water teem with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the vault of the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living thing with which the water teems, and that moves about in it according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in number, and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth. And there was evening, and there was morning, the fifth day. You see, on day 5, God made the waters teem with living creatures. There's all kinds of swimming creatures, like dolphins, whales, jellyfish, starfish. And also he created birds. And they flew the vast skies as wide as they are. And God saw his creation was good and blessed them, saying, grow in numbers. Another day had passed, evening and morning came to pass. Day 6. And God said, let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals according to each kind. And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea, and the birds in the sky, over the livestock, and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God he created them, male and female he created them. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it, rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground. And God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. And to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds in the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food. And it was so. God saw that all he had made, and it was very good. And it was evening, and it was morning, the 6th day. You see, day 6, God decided to make the land produce animals in many different kinds. Anything you can name, he made. God was so pleased, but still not finished. God saved his best creation, man, to last. He made man in his own image, meaning they didn't look like him, but inherited his character of love, patience, peace, kindness, perfection, etc. Man was perfect. God was very pleased and saw his creation was so good. God placed man in charge of everything on planet Earth and blessed man and told him to grow in numbers, and also blessed man and animals with every seed-bearing plant and tree. That's right, we were all veggies at the beginning too. None of us had meat as a meal. Another day had passed. That's right, evening and morning came. Day 7. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. By the 7th day God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the 7th day he rested from all his work. And God blessed the 7th day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. You know what? On day 7, God loved us all so much that he made a day of rest for us, so that, everyone could rest on it. And that's because he loved us. Isn't that amazing? And that's how creation really happened, which is amazing. So amazing to know the truth of what really happened. And the truth really does set us free. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.